Hey there, beautiful people, come watch me sew on my 360 lace frontal. All right, so first things first, I'm going to put on the 360 lace frontal. Hold on, I gotta make sure it was on right, just to make sure that I put it on right, I center it right, so that way when I sew it on, it's not lopsided or looking kind of crazy and everything. So as you can see here in the middle, there's extra lace, so I just want to make sure that it's centered properly and it's just lined up right with my edges, so that way the edges look right and they don't look all crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to pin it down so that way it is still and doesn't move while I'm sewing. So now I'm going to sew the middle end. So instead of sewing the lace down, I'm going to sew where the where the lace and the hair meet, so that way I could take that excess lace off and I could just make sure that the hair is sewn right in the middle and it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so now it is sewn and strapped down, so it ain't going anywhere. And now I'm going to cut extra lace off of my hair because I don't need all that in my life right now. Alright, so what I did, I went ahead and sewed the two bundles in the middle, so which is real easy. If you know how to sew, all you have to do is just sew it in straight or diagonal, however you sew it in, just sew it in the middle and go about your day. So I have a little bit of weave left, which is awesome, and just in case something happens, I have extra to put in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top row and the edge where the lace and the hair met, and I'm just going to sew that together just so that way, just for extra security and to make sure that it is on there properly. Alright, so now I'm going to go inside of the 360 closure and I'm just going to sew down, just maybe 2 or 3 rows, so that way the edges, because I'm really concerned about the edges. I just want to make sure that, the frontal does not move or anything. So like I said, just for extra security, I'm just going to sew it down. And also this helps if you don't want to use glue and you want your baby hairs to lay properly. This is a good method to do, so that way your hair just lays, and you'll see towards the end, but this is a good method, especially if you don't want to use glue. So what I'm going to do, you guys, if you do this, please be careful not to cut your forehead or your edges or your fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a razor blade to cut off the lace, because I don't know, to me it makes it look natural. And it's just so much easier than using scissors. So, and I can get in real close to make sure that I'm cutting enough lace off, because you want to cut as much off, but then you want just a little bit of lace there, so that way your baby hairs can lay on it and it will look natural. So just be careful, and also make sure you don't cut off some of the hair, because you're gonna need as much hair on the edge as possible. But I just like doing this because I can get in closer and it just works better. Alright, so as I am coming down, I'm just like taking some of the edges down, so that way it's covering the lace, and I'm just making sure I'm taking enough lace off to cover the lace, so that way the baby hairs can look nice. And like I said, be careful, because I did cut my finger and y'all don't want those problems. Alright, so like I said, if you don't want to use glue, the sew down method works for you. So try that first before gluing it down, and yeah, see how that works. But I'm loving how natural it looks, so I'm just going to continue to go around and take off all the excess lace and all that, because you don't need that. And yeah, but this time I'm using scissors because that blade got to me real quick. So yeah, like I said, as I was taking off the lace, I just brought down some of my baby hairs off of the lace frontal. It's not actually my baby hairs, it's the hairs off of the lace frontal. Now most frontals or closures don't come with baby hairs, so if yours do, that's good. If it don't, then you have to create your own, just to make your edges look realistic. realistic. So I did do the glue method 2 days later. I didn't do it in this video. So if you are interested in wondering how I did it, I would do a video next week. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't checked out my video of me styling this hair, doing my wash and go on it, I'll leave the link on the screen or down below. So feel free to check it out. So I'm tired and yes, I'm going to sleep. So check out my videos and I will see you guys in another one. Take care. Peace.